Our big story on the show is actually was something, an idea of yours, Nolan, that when we said we were going to be here in Dearborn, that you were really interested in the businesses along Vernor that you want to take a look at.
I've always been fascinated by that strip, Dick's Vernor strip, as it goes from Dearborn into Detroit. Almost every storefront is full, and they move from Arab businesses to Hispanic businesses, ethnic businesses surrounded by ethnic neighborhoods. It's what Detroit was as it grew up. You had Irish neighborhoods, Polish neighborhoods, African American neighborhoods, German, what have you, and the suburbs sort of absorbed most of them, or freeways overrun others, and you lost that sort of sense of culture and ethnic pride. You go down this strip and stop in these businesses, it's still that way. It's multi-generational businesses, grandfather, father, sons and daughters, mothers, all working in there together, serving a community, an immigrant community, an ethnic community that's extraordinarily loyal to these businesses.
And I'm looking around here as we're on Dix Avenue in East Dearborn. Rouge plant's still here, trains still rolling. You can feel sort of the muscle of this place. But this avenue, Dix Avenue, as it turns into Vernor, has always fascinated me. And I see it as the longest contiguous strip of viable small businesses in Detroit and Dearborn. It's what Detroit used to look like.
Ethnic families like shopping at stores and markets that cater to their own needs and cultural tastes. So they don't like usually to go shop at Meijer, for example, or Walmart. Walaikum salam.
Hi, how are you? Nolan Finley.
Ronnie Berry.
Ronnie, this is a halal meat shop.
Yes.
Serves customers in this area, and I assume coming in from everywhere.
Everywhere.
And from the walls, it looks like you might be serving some wild game.
Yeah, I hunt. I hunt. It's a hobby. It's like golfing or reading a book. It's something you like to do. Get a little getaway,
So how long have you had this shop?
This shop has been here since 1947.
Right. Has it been
My
in your
father
family
came
that
overseas
long?
from Lebanon. He was a butcher in Palestine, but he lived in Lebanon, and then they came here, migrated here, and brought his family, brothers, sisters, and my kids, my two boys, my nephew, my brothers work here.
So it's all family.
It's all family. We buy our own livestock, slaughter our own halal products.
So who are your customers?
Our customers are everybody. Greek, Italian, American, Pakistani, Jordanian, Lebanese, a lot of Muslims, Christians who eat lamb. People who eat lamb.
What changes have you seen?
Well, a lot of people have moved out of the area and went west, East Dearborn, West Dearborn, but this area still is the safest area in Dearborn. But as changes, just the environment, the people, more people now than ever before. When we started this business, we were like only the first butcher shop around.
Wow.
Now you can go down this strip and there's maybe 8 or 10 stores. In Warren Avenue, there's 8 or 10 stores.
So how the demographics changed? Are there more Yemeni Americans?
In this area, yeah.
Yeah.
We got a lot of Pakistani in this area, mostly Yemeni American because of the mosque. And if you go down where I used to play ball in Canterbury Park, they just built 5 homes at the old park. So they're building here.
Right.
They're building here to stay here.
I wonder how restrictions on immigration in this presidential administration is going to affect the influx of immigrants.
What happens to these businesses?
Well, I can tell you, so there's a large Yemeni American population in this area, and a lot of their families are, the families are split apart. Family members are stuck in either Yemen or Djibouti trying to get into the United States through the embassy there. I can see how this would affect the businesses.
I mean, if it continues, if that flow of immigrants dries up, who move out, and you lose that cultural flavor, that ethnic flavor.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Marhaba. How are you?
Hey, how you doing? Nolan, nice to see you.
Thank you.
Good shop. So I want to ask a little bit about the loyalty of the people in the community to the local businesses. How important is that sort of connection between the residents and the business community, the local small business people?
That's very important. First of all, the community likes to support, people from their own communities, right? And you do see products that you don't see anywhere else, and that's why really people come here. It's just so unique. You get a feel of home I mean, that just goes to show, you know, kind of that duality of that identity that Arab Americans have, being an American and an Arab, you know.
Abdul, most of your customers come from the neighborhood here?
Yes.
إنه من برا مش من البلد هون.
No, from my country, some a lot of them from Yemen.
From Yemen.
A lot of them.
Are you Yemeni?
Yeah, Yemen.
So when did you come here, Abdul? When did you come to America?
I come like 2003.
2003?
Yeah.
What?
But I used to work in factory before. Make like parts for cars
How did you get into the retail business?
because I like this by my house. Sometimes you work in factory and they close it, they get laid off. You know what I'm saying?
It's more stable.
Yeah. But I work with my dad. This is for my dad.
Your dad owns this place.
Yeah.
في كتير من اليمنية إنه بجيبوتي مش قادرين يجوا.
Yeah, that's a problem. Like, they have a lot of families in Djibouti and Malaysia and Oman. That's a problem. Before they used to give him visa. Like I have a lot of customers. They have his family in Djibouti, and Oman and Malaysia. Some of them like 1 year and a half.
Waiting to come in.
Yeah. Before like 2016, 17, they bring they easy for us. But I have one customer. He said almost like 18 months. They stay in Djibouti. He spent a lot of money. Because he spent a lot of money if your family over there.
Right.
Like a lot of customers, all my customers, they working for, because they didn't give them a visa.
Most of your customers working?
Yeah, they're all working in factories.
Are some of them green card holders? Or,
No, they're citizen.
they're citizens.
Yeah, a lot of them. A lot of them citizens. But now, you know, like, immigration it's too hard to bring your family here.
Now you can't bring as many of your family
Yeah,
members in.
yeah.
Who's going to be running the businesses? Well, let's say now you get older, and you can't bring in your family.
I know,
members yourself.
this is problem. You get to work. But I like to work with my family better because they care about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have your family help you out, you trust them, you know?
Nice talking with you.
Thank you, huh?
شرفنا.
يلا حبيبي.
Thank you so much.
اشربوا شيء والله.
I thought it was a really great piece, Nolan,
you.
and it was just nice and a personal kind of walk and storytelling. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it shows you what's possible or what's necessary even in these other commercial corridors we have in Detroit. I say all the time that Southwest Detroit, stretching out into Dearborn, is the one place in the city that feels like a city. Yeah. You go down there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and people are walking up and down the street, going in and out of businesses, shopping, eating, all of those kinds of things. Those are the kind of things you see in places like Chicago or St. Louis or other places, and we've lost that in so much of Detroit. We've got to build first the neighborhood density that supports that kind of thing, but then we got to give people the opportunity to operate those businesses. African Americans in the city have not had the same kind of access to capital, to the other things that you need to start businesses, to grow them in order to create that kind of density, and we need to fix that.
I think what was important to take away from that too is I really love hearing from families talking about this is our business and we have family working for us and this is what's really important that we're doing this together.
And I think that's the key. I mean, most of these people got their start from their father and their children, or mother and their children are getting their start from their parents. And that's when you talked about the African American community. It's one of the things that is missing. You haven't had that seed, that first plant, right? And once it gets started, you know, these businesses, the guy in the meat shop since 1940s, his dad started that business. And his boys are working in there, his granddaughter was in there. And so you see sort of how multi-generational, you sustain the opportunity across that.
All right, well, thanks, guys. That's going to do it for you. Thanks so much.